My friends, I'm a man of my word. In yesterday's video, I promised you guys that if we did not have a perfect 3-0 sweep yesterday, that I would give every single person free access to our VIP group where, by the way, we just went 5-2 last night to start our next hot streak. And wouldn't you know it, Scotty Barnes really wanted you guys to get free access. So, all you have to do is go to the comment section or just go to the description of this video and you're going to find a link to our VIP weekly pass. If you enter code SCOTTIE, SCOTTIE, this will give you access to our community for 24 hours. Now, this is where we send our favorite picks every single day. For PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, etc. This is where we send our play of the day, and a heck of a lot more. In fact, like I mentioned, we went 5-2 yesterday. We should have been 6-1 had the Kings let Russell Westbrook play in the fourth quarter. That would have been nice. He just needed one more point in the fourth quarter. But regardless, we are up about 26 units since we started this journey. We're hitting about 65% of our plays in VIP, meaning if you bet just $10 on each of our plays since we started about a month ago, you'd be up over $200 and counting. So go ahead, press pause on this video, find the link in the description or the comments, and take advantage of 24 hours free in VIP where I am sending all of today's best picks. All right, let's go ahead and jump into today's picks. We went 2-1 on YouTube yesterday, like I mentioned, but we went 9-3 overall in my community, and we're looking to keep cooking with a perfect 3-0 sweep. So, for our first pick of the day, we have Chris Dunn, more than 13.5 points, plus rebounds, plus assists. Now, you pop open Chris Dunn's profile and you're going to see a lot of green on the board recently. That's a good thing. You'll see here that he has 15 or more PRA in 12 out of his last 14 contests. So about 86% of the time in the last month, he's been hitting 14 or more PRA. He's averaging 18.07 per game, which is well over that mark of 13.5. You take a look at his matchup. On the surface, it looks a little bit intimidating, right? You see that he's going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who currently rank 13th in the NBA in points allowed, 10th in rebounds, 9th in assists allowed. But if you zoom in and look at how they perform specifically against point guards, it looks much, much better, even mouth-watering to a degree. They, as good as the Timberwolves are defensively, they are miserable against opposing point guards. They rank 28th in the NBA in points allowed, 28th in the NBA in rebounds allowed, and 27th in the NBA in assists allowed. Very, very nice matchup here for Chris Dunn. In fact, all three games that he's gone against the Minnesota Timberwolves this season, all of which have been since December 6th, he has put up at least 18 PRA against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, great matchup. He himself has exposed this particular matchup. You take a look at how the public and how sharp money is approaching this contest. You're going to see that 64% of public money and 72% of sharp money is on the over in this game. So we're expecting a higher scoring game than originally expected. We're also seeing 55% of public money and 64% of sharp money on the Clippers to cover in this game. So not only are we expecting a higher scoring game than originally expected, but that is especially true on the Clippers side of the ball. That's obviously great news, a great sign if we're considering Chris Dunn over 13.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. I mean, shoot, you remember the matchup, 28th, 27th? It wouldn't be a surprise if he gets 14 of one of these statistical categories, likely points. Take a look at how the market is approaching this one, and overall it's pretty bullish. Sleeper has it at -143. Fliff has it at -135, as does BetMGM. Caesars has it at -130. DraftKings, The Score, FanDuel, all of them have it anywhere between -122 and -130. Very confident that this one's going to pick. So we like Chris Dunn over 13.5 PRA. In fact, this is actually one that I have already sent out to my VIP community today. I sent this out at 8:59 this morning. So hopefully this line hasn't changed on you guys. Hopefully you find that it's still available. But this is another good example of where VIP comes into play because you're getting these picks bright and early before that line changes, which is key. All right, for our next pick, we got Naz Reid over 5.5 rebounds. Now, Naz Reid has been one of our go-to point getters prop getters over the last couple weeks. We're going back to the well with Naz Reid over 5.5 rebounds. Now, for starters, this dude has been on absolute fire when it comes to 5.5 rebounds. You take a look at his last 20 games, he has 6 or more rebounds in 18 out of his last 20 games. So 90% of the time, dating back to late January, Naz Reid is getting you at least 6 rebounds. He's averaging 6.75 rebounds per game. So more than 1 over the line that we're currently looking at. Take a look at his last 10. Same. 9 out of his last 10, he's been able to get you at least 6. He's done it in each of his last 5 games. 6 or more rebounds in each of the last 5 games. You take a look at how he's performed on the road. Same. He has 6 or more rebounds in 8 out of his last 9 games on the road. The dude is absolutely getting boards. We need him to get 6 in tonight's contest. He's doing it pretty regularly on the season. He's hitting it 67% of the time this year. Now, on the surface, this matchup looks a little bit intimidating, right? You see that he's going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. He's on the other side of the ball here. They rank 7th in the NBA in rebounds allowed overall. But when you zoom in and take a look at how they perform against opposing centers, it's much more mediocre of a matchup. They rank 14th in the NBA in rebounds allowed to opposing centers. It's perfectly fine, perfectly average. It's not a great matchup, but it's definitely not a scary matchup for Naz Reid. In fact, you'll see 4 out of the last 5 centers to come up against the LA Clippers hit the over on their rebounds prop. Funnily enough, the only one that did not was Victor Wembanyama, which is kind of crazy. In fact, Naz Reid himself, when you take a look at it, he's been very successful against the LA Clippers over his last 6. He's done it in 5 of his last 6 contests against the Clippers, of course, dating back to 2024, but that also includes all 3 games against the Clippers this year. Since December 6th. He had 9 on December 6th. He had 9 just about a month ago on February 8th. And he had 7 just a couple weeks ago on February 26th. He's performed very well against the LA Clippers. You take a look at how the market is approaching this one, and they're in alignment. They're pretty confident that this one's going to hit. Some apps, some books are absolutely bullish on this one. Hard Rock has it at -130. Sleeper has it at -128. Fliff, Underdog, PrizePicks, they all have it anywhere between -119 and -120. Everybody else lands somewhere between -104 and -106. So overall, pretty confident that this one's going to hit. Some of the more reputable apps, reputable books are pretty bullish and pretty confident that this one is going to hit. Guys, the absolute best possible place that you guys can be playing these picks right now, Novig. If you're not familiar with Novig, I highly, highly, highly recommend changing that. There's a couple different reasons that it's become one of my top 2 favorite apps to play on these days. Number one, their prices and their payouts are routinely cheaper than all of the other apps and the other books in the market. It's pretty insane how frequently I find picks to send to my VIP community. The other thing I love about Novig is that you don't need 2 or more players to submit a lineup. It's not like PrizePicks or Underdog where you have to have 2 picks to play. You can submit just 1 play if you're feeling really confident in one. If that wasn't enough for you, if you sign up for Novig and you use code BBSMikey, like you see on the screen here, they are going to hand you a $50 bill when you just spend 5. You spend 5, they say, thank you, here's $50 more to play with. It's about as no-brainer as it gets. So take any of these picks we're talking about today, throw it in on Novig for $5. They're going to turn around and hand you 50. So, by the way, I am routinely sending Novig-specific plays throughout my VIP community, which you have free access to today. We're hitting on 70% of our Novig picks this year in particular. All right, as for our third pick of the day, we have Amen Thompson going over 28.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Now, you take a look at his last 10, he's been pretty hot. He's been on a bit of a scorcher here. 29 or more PRA in 8 out of his last 9 contests, including each of the last 6. You'll see that he's averaging 30.8 PRA per game over his last 10, so exactly 2 or more than 2 over the line that we are looking at in this particular matchup. Speaking of matchup, Once again, it looks very mediocre, if not scary. On the surface, you'll see he's going up against the Denver Nuggets, who currently rank 19th in the NBA in points allowed. Very mediocre there. 8th in the NBA in rebounds allowed, so a tough matchup on that front. And 19th in the NBA in assists allowed, so very mediocre there. But you zoom into how they perform against opposing small forwards, and all of a sudden, this is a mouth-watering matchup for opposing small forwards. They rank 28th in the NBA in points allowed to small forwards. There's only 2 teams in the NBA that allow more points to small forwards than the Denver Nuggets. That's great news, because the easiest way to approach or attack a PRA is by points. Players get more points than they get rebounds and assists almost always. But even still, they rank 22nd in the NBA in rebounds allowed to small forwards, 24th in the NBA in assists allowed to small forwards. A lot to like about this matchup for Amen Thompson. You take a look at how the market is approaching this game. You're going to see that 73% of public bets and 89% of sharp money is on the over. Everybody and their mom in the world is expecting this game to go over, suggesting to us that this could and should be a higher scoring game than originally anticipated. You take a look at how the market is approaching this one, and it's a pretty bullish market. Every app, every book seems to be overwhelmingly confident that Amen Thompson over 28.5 PRA is going to hit. Sleeper has it all the way at minus 141. Fliff and BetMGM has it at minus 130. Hard Rock has it at minus 125. DraftKings 124. BetRivers 122. Everybody between FanDuel, Novig, PrizePicks, The Score, Underdog, Caesars, DraftKings, BetRivers, Hard Rock, BetMGM, Fliff, and Sleeper have it anywhere between minus 118 to minus 141. Very, very confident that Amen Thompson over 28.5 PRA is going to hit. So, to recap, we have Chris Dunn going over 13.5 points plus rebounds plus assist, Naz Reid over 5.5 rebounds, and Amen Thompson over 28.5 PRA. That is the official 3-man that we're playing on PrizePicks here today. Like I mentioned at the top of this episode, guys, I am giving anybody who's watching free access to my VIP community. So take advantage. Go into the description of this video. Go into the pinned comments of this video. You're going to find a link to my VIP weekly section. And if you enter code Scotty, SCOTTIE, like Scotty Barnes, the guy who gave you guys free access, enter that code. You're going to get 24 hours free inside my VIP community, where I'm sending the best possible picks every single day. So that is all I got for you guys today. Looking forward to seeing your guys' names come through the VIP community. Looking forward to interacting with you guys over on Discord. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. We're going to be putting out a new video pretty much every single day with the best picks every single day. So if you want more of this content, you want 3 free picks every single day, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Other than that, let's make some money. Good luck out there tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow.